guys, welcome to the Beauty Dish. I am so excited to do this look for you today. It's Nina Dobrev's Cosmopolitan September 2013 cover. I just saw the pictures online on, let's see, 2 days ago, and I just freaked out. They were so gorgeous. I think she's awesome. I've been watching The Vampire Diaries since day one. I love that show. And she is just gorgeous, right? She always wears neutrals, lashes, and these looks in Cosmo are very much, you know, the typical Nina makeup, I think. And I had planned to do a look for her when Vampire Diaries premiered. I figured sometime in September, but when I saw these pictures, I was like, this is the Nina look I want to do. I'm going to go for it right now, and I'm really glad I did. I managed to make this all drugstore except for one little product that's very interchangeable, so it's all drugstore. If you're ready for this gorgeous Nina Dobrev look, let's get started. Here's a quick rundown of the eyeshadows I'll be using for this look, and first off I have a Physicians Formula palette in Classic Nudes, and I'll be using that lightest color in the far corner. Next is another Physicians Formula, and I will again be using the lightest color, and that'll just be as a highlight. Then I have a Wet n Wild palette. It's called Silent Treatment, and I'll be using the lower shade and the middle shade. Finally, I have a CoverGirl single eyeshadow in Brown Smolder. Okay, one eye is done, and let's even out the other eye by starting with some eye primer. I have Decay Primer Potion. You can use any primer, and this is the one and only, I'm pretty sure, the one and only non-drugstore product that I'll be using in this entire tutorial. And I do think a primer is important, but there are so many you can get at the drugstore now. Next, I'm taking that lightest color in the Physicians Formula Matte palette with a small shading brush and putting it on the inner third of my lid, right into this bone here, this brow bone, right on the inner third, and then under my brow. It looks like Nina has a matte highlight under her brow. I don't see any shimmer there. We are going to go in next with that minky brown taupey color from our Wet n Wild palette. And for that, I'm using just a slightly bigger shader brush and packing that on right next to the light shade on the lid. Don't take it above the crease. This minky color is really the key to the look, if you ask me. On the cover, clearly, if you look at the picture, you can't see her eyelid. You can see the strong brown crease color just peeking through, but you can't really see her lid. It's the picture on the inside of the magazine where she's standing in front of a table of contents. She has her eyes closed, which is glorious if you're trying to figure out how to recreate a makeup look. So you can see this lighter, it starts light on her eye, and then there's this a little bit of a shimmery brown minky shade, and then there's that dark brown crease. So this color from the Wet n Wild palette, when I saw it, I knew it would be great, and I'm really enjoying it. Okay, moving on. For that crease color, I am going to mix this dark, cool-toned brown. It has shimmer in it, but once you get it on the lid, it's not glittery. I was really happy with how it turned out. I didn't know if I'd be able to use it, but I'm mixing it with this CoverGirl brown. So using a pencil brush, you want more of the matte brown and a little less of that dark Wet n Wild color, because it is really intense. You can always add more, you cannot take away. And what she's got going on here is kind of like a cut crease, but it's, as you can see, but it's blown out a lot. It's not as precise, maybe, but it goes all the way in, almost to this inner corner, in kind of a graphic shape, from what I can tell from the pictures from the inside of the magazine. Okay, I'm going to keep mixing those two colors, and I'm going to just define that outer V, just like this. And just a dab of it on the outer V on the lower lash line. Now I just want to make sure everything's nice and blended, so I'm taking a fluffy blending brush, the Sigma E25, and still sticking with that matte brown. I'm just going to kind of go over what I did and blend out the edge as I do so. You want to make sure that you keep on going over with just the matte brown, because this is a warmer color than the Wet n Wild dark brown. You want to make sure it's warm. Nina's brown seems pretty warm, and blending with just that brown shade gave me just the slightest gradation. It's very, very dark in the crease, and then it blows out with that warmer brown. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it in the camera, but it looks really nice when you mix those two colors that way. Okay, next I am using another Physicians Formula palette, and you may have seen me use this in another tutorial. It's the Baked Sands eyeshadow palette, and this lighter color is just a great highlight, and it seems like Nina has a bit of highlight, definitely a little bit of highlight right on that inner corner and the lower lash line, but even just slightly onto her lid. So how bummed were you that Nina and her former boyfriend, Ian Somerhalder, maybe that's how you say his name, how sad were you that they broke up, right? They were the most gorgeous couple. I was joking to my husband that I think they were the world's second most beautiful couple, second only to Tom Brady and Giselle. And then of course I was like, well, sweetie, me and you were number 3, and so now that they broke up, maybe we can move into the number 2 slot, which is a total joke, I know, don't worry about it. But they were so cute. Okay, how easy was that? Pretty darn easy. So now I am going to line my waterline with my L'Oreal Voluminous Smoldering Eyeliner. It's this little stubby one. This has never been sharpened. It's almost new. So this is how it looks when you buy it. I only line the upper waterline, not the lower. Nina's waterline is not done in the picture. And now I am just taking my Maybelline felt tip type eyeliner, and this is the one that I've been loving ever since I got it. It's the best one I've tried, and you just want the thinnest line just to define your lash line. On the cover, Nina is clearly wearing false lashes. Actually, I think it looks like she has lash extensions and false lashes. There's so much lash on that girl, and of course it's gorgeous. But I wanted to do this look in a really easy, approachable, non-intimidating way, so I'm not even going to do the lashes. So with my same Maybelline liner, I am just going to, and this is a fun little trick to do, especially if you aren't doing a lot on your lower lash line, or if you don't have a lot of lash down there, which I don't. I'm just going to drag it, dotting it right onto the roots of those lashes, just so I can make them a little teeny tiny bit more defined. There really isn't much of anything on Nina's lower lash line on the cover, but it kind of feels to me like they did something like this. Okay, I don't think this is absolutely necessary, but I am going to go in with my little Maybelline Lash Discovery Bottom Lash Mascara, just because I like having my bottom lashes done. For mascara, I am doing a cocktail of Maybelline The Falsies Volume Express and L'Oreal Telescopic Shocking Extensions, and if you've never tried this before, definitely give it a try. It's a fun trick because you take the volumizing mascara first, and you just get in there and add a lot of volume at the roots, and then you take the lengthening one and you don't wait for it to dry, you go in right away, and you can generally separate and add some length. Okay, now with the shocking extensions. Will it shock you? No. But this is my current favorite mascara. Okay guys, all we have to do is finish up the face, and I've already done my foundation. I have also filled in my brows, as you can see, with, and this is so cool, with our CoverGirl brown eyeshadow. And I didn't even think about this until I was reaching for my usual brow powder, and then I saw this sitting there and I was like, let's give it a shot. And I really like it. Nina's brows are dark on the cover. It looks like they really didn't even fill them in. Maybe they just kind of gelled them into place or something. She has great brows. They always look great. They always look groomed, but I don't think she needs a lot of product. I do, on the other hand. Nina's look is totally neutral and the face is all about the contour. I'm going to try to recreate it with my Sonia Kashuk Creme bronzer, and I'm also going to use a Physicians Formula bronzer. It's the Mineral Face Powder bronzer, and I believe this is the lighter shade. I will put all that information in the description box, but you can just use a powder if that's what you have, if that's what you're used to. Go ahead and do that. What you want to make sure you do when you contour is leave this strip of your cheek untouched with product, okay? And you want to start way back here and come towards the corner of your mouth, but do not go all the way down. And I might have even gone a little far, so I can fix it. But go to about the edge of your eye, just that outer corner. It should stop there, in the direction of your mouth. Got that? It's like physics or something. I'm also going to take it just very lightly onto the top of my forehead on either side, kind of adding that contrast to the outer edges of my face to make the brighter center of my face even more the focus. I'm going to take the Physicians Formula Powder Bronzer and an angled brush. This is a Sigma Large Angled Contour in F40, and the shape, that narrow shape, just makes it easy to get in where you want to get it in. Where you want to get it in. And no place else. So I'm just going over where I did the cream. I'm also going to go right under my chin. Not too much out here, because I want this to be light so the contour is more obvious, more apparent, but just under the chin. And just make sure that's really well blended. Finally, just using my fluffy blending brush that I did with my eyes with, which I wiped off, I am going to contour the sides of my nose. And I can't really see it on Nina, but I'm guessing they gave her the full contour treatment. I also used, which I meant to say when I was explaining what I did for the face, I used the Maybelline Dream Lumi Highlighting Concealer in Radiant, and I just put it in this little triangle shape here, in the middle of my nose, and here, to brighten that area that you want to highlight. And with that, and I have kind of naturally rosy cheeks anyway, I think adding blush would be too much. So if you love your blush, add it. Use a very pale, sort of a dusty rose just right here, but I don't think we need it. I do think Nina has some highlighter at the tops of her cheekbones, but it's not very shimmery. It almost looks like her skin is just radiant, which is really what you want your highlighter to look like, actually. And I'm going back into the Physicians Formula palette that I used to highlight my inner corners, and just with my finger, which has really been for a long time my favorite way to do this, I'm just going to dab it onto that upper cheekbone, toward the back of the upper cheekbone. Never get too close to the eye, because you might end up highlighting wrinkles if you have any little baby wrinkles there. Alright, to finish off this look, I have got a lip liner by NYX. It's the color Nude, the retractable one. I like these a lot. I like all their lip liners, even just the pencil ones. And I'm lining my lips and filling the whole thing in. So Nina's got a very, very nude lip. It almost looks like they put something on her and then the inside kind of rubbed off because, you know, they were shooting and they didn't touch it up for that image that they used for the cover, and it looks so lived in and sexy and awesome, and I can see why they did that. I went out yesterday actually and bought some of these colors that I needed, the Wet n Wild palette, the CoverGirl Brown, and this, and I'm so excited about this. It's a Wet n Wild Fergie lipstick. So Fergie knew what she was doing. It's called Bebot Love. Is that like a Fergie reference, a Black Eyed Peas reference? It must be, because I don't know what Bebot Love refers to. It's just the perfect combination of nude and pink that it doesn't wash me out with sort of my just slightly darker olive skin, but I think a person with more fair skin could wear this color as well. And over this liner, it gives your lips more of that matte, lived-in kind of feel. Like, this lipstick itself is very moisturizing and very opaque, which is why I think it's an incredible deal for $3.99, and that's the regular price. Alright guys, this is the finished Nina Dobrev Cosmo Cover September 2013 look. I just love it. I love her. I hope you guys like it too. Please remember to like, thumbs up this video if you liked it, and subscribe if you would like to see more tutorials and reviews and beauty fun. Thank you so much for watching.